Hello.
Why, hello.
And welcome to Morbid Minisode
Yes.
125.
Wow. We've done this 125 times.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Hear ye, the tie has been broken.
Oh, here we go. It was cool. Nothing. Fire, nothing. Broke, keep, simple, nothing. Tired, nothing.
This is Yellowjackets, Season 3, Episode 1, It Girl.
Yes. So many questions.
Mac is here. Congratulations on your win of Yellowjackets.
Yep. Way to go. Happy International Women's Day from Cody.
Thank you, Cody.
Yes.
Same to you.
It is. It is. What a wonderful day today is.
I didn't even know that was today.
Yep. 'Tis
How shall I
today.
celebrate? I guess by doing a podcast with my best friend
Yes. Also, you are a woman.
and our family.
And any women in the house? Asks Matt.
Hey.
Hey. You also are celebrating just by being a woman.
Just by existing.
Yep.
Hi, Jim. Here for the spoilers, only on Season 2, Episode 2.
Whoa. Jim.
I want you to be here, but also I need you to quickly watch 8 episodes
Right.
now.
Hi,
somehow,
Dad. Hi, Mom.
somehow immediately.
Like somehow download them into your brain. But here we go, I guess.
Cody says I'm still on Season 1, Episode 1.
Guys.
I actually had to rewatch the end of Season 2 so I could get a little, I was like, wait,
Refresher.
what exactly happened at the end? Because it was a wild ride.
Yeah, and the previously on was helpful, but you still had to have context of
Yeah,
You know.
the very end,
Yeah.
last moments, because then that became a big plot line, and I was like,
you should feel responsible, Matt.
so this is going out on the free feed since it's the first episode of our new series, and a little showcase of what you get on the Patreon.
Yes.
As you can hear us interacting with some of the Sammys, it is live on Patreon, so
Yep.
you can join and comment, but the replay will be for all.
Hooray.
And this is on the $5 tier.
So I love From. I can't wait to get back into it, but I do have to say it's quite a nice respite to not have to be with Jim. Not our Jim, not Samily Jim, but Jim, not Jim.
Jim the actor.
However, he keeps popping up in my comfort shows over and over again, and I didn't have a context for who he was truly deep in my bones the way I do now. But I sent Kim a picture of him on an early episode of Buffy. And then I was falling asleep to 30 Rock last night, and he fucking popped up in 30 Rock again.
Rude.
I know. He just keeps popping up. And I'm like, God damn it.
She sent me this random video of the TV, and I was like, I don't know what I'm looking at. What are we watching? What's going on? Because it was just young teens, clearly from the 90s or something, busting on each other. And I was like, what's happening? And then I realized it was young Jim.
Young Jim. Terrible as ever. Truly. All right. So this is season 3, episode 1, It Girl, which I can relate to. I know that when people think of me, they think It Girl.
100%.
I've always been synonymous with
That's
It
very
Girl.
your vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Jim says, I mean, I can be obnoxious too. I get it. Not. No.
No.
Jim, this is a whole other flavor that is not you. Kim, why does your orange juice look so light?
What's wrong with my orange juice?
I don't know. I just feel like it looks like yellow juice.
This is
I'm
what orange juice looks like.
Interesting. Just looks like a lemonade, a cloudy lemonade. I'm looking at it. I'm seeing it. It matches my yellow headphones. Which
This is
frankly
what
are a
orange
little...
juice looks like. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Max says, yes, you have that it factor.
Pretty girls always smile. Shut
This
up,
is my
Dennis
smile.
Quaid.
All right, so we open on Jim says it's giving Sunny D vibes, which Kim, stop it. It's giving Sunny D
I
vibes,
can't
which
drink
everyone
Sunny
knows.
D.
Yeah, Sunny D is not
Well, it's
a consumable liquid that humans should drink. So
no one knows what it actually is.
it's not orange juice, is what we know.
It's orange drink.
So therefore, my point is proven. So okay,
But one time I went on a Boy Scouts trip
Boy
with a
Scouts?
cousin of mine. Yeah. I was just like the only girl in my family, so I did a lot of things with boys and Boy Scouts.
Okay, there.
But it was my cousin's Boy Scout trip to DC, so I got to go. I guess my aunt was,
A chaperone or something.
yeah, so I got to go with. But we had like donuts and Sunny D or something in the morning, and I like threw up on the bus. And never again have I had Sunny D.
Dad says it's Yellowjacket
juice.
Good one, Dad. Okay, so we open on a girl I've never seen before in my life being chased through the woods.
Look, some time has passed and the girls have grown, and that is hard to see who is who, especially when some of them were mere extras before.
Totally. And listen, I love that they've gotten moved up on the call sheet. No tea, no shade for that.
Good for them.
Just don't know who you are. And this
But also, so we're in the woods. It's the young girls, but it's like spring, summer. Like there is not a bit of snow.
It's
just
fucking majestic, if you ask me.
Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, we made it through the snow. So she's being chased.
Yeah.
Turns out this is Mari. And Shauna jumps her and is like trying to get something out of her hand, like trying so hard. And then turns out it bites her hand to open it up. And then turns out she doesn't have it. And they're like, oh no, Misty has it. And so they run there and it turns out they're like playing a game.
Capture the flag type thing.
Capture the bone.
Capture the bone. What Kim and I played in our 20s. Ayo!
So
my dad's in this.
I know. It's all I could think the whole time. I was really uncomfortable. So I didn't even high five you.
I know.
I skipped over it so quickly. I was just like,
yeah. I just couldn't pass up the joke. The joke was there. I had to take it.
Sunny D. Remember when I had Sunny D as a kid? That was a good time. So and then the teams, it was kind of like, oh, whoever wins or whoever loses has to be like servants for the day or something to the other team.
Yeah. Real Lordess of the Flies shit. For sure. And then we see that they live in this little village.
Warm woods life.
And I was just like, I love this. They're thriving. I am in.
They really are. They've got huts. They've got bunnies. They've got animals.
Yeah.
They're hunting.
There's
graves for the dead.
Yeah. And I
got
just,
a little
I'm
fire
so
cooking situation. They have a grill.
Yeah. And I'm just like so impressed with their construction of each of their huts. And like they're all different shapes. Like they definitely reflect each girl's vibe. And I just loved it. And I was like, where's the problem? I don't need to be rescued.
It just looks very peaceful, fun, and happy.
Yeah. However, Shauna does not look like happy springtime times.
She's she's not enjoying herself.
Yeah. And Natalie comes over and is like, are you coming to our summer solstice festival that we've worked so hard on, where we're gonna honor, I don't know, like we just got a sense that there was something happening at this particular celebration,
honoring the solstice.
Yeah, that Shauna was like not down with. And then she sarcastically says, my queen,
to Natalie.
Yeah. And Natalie's roots are really growing out.
Yeah. Natalie looked wildly different.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if it was just because she has brown hair around her face now instead of blonde.
Yeah.
She's blonde hair around the rest, but
Yeah, she has
The
blonde hair around
bottoms
her
are
neck.
blonde. The face is brown, which makes sense. Look, she
Yeah,
can't dye her hair out there.
yeah,
There's no judgment here.
agreed. Yeah.
She just looked
Um,
so different. Like her eyeballs look different.
I also thought I think maybe she's the actress is seeing more success, and so like to me she just looked like she had money. Like she's just not necessarily had work done, but like she's moved into the I can spend a little bit more money on the maintenance of my face and things like that,
Yeah.
you know. So, but she looked great. So now we go back to present time.
No, Van. Oh, there's more.
Oh yeah,
Van.
there is. Oh, sorry, I skipped one.
Van now like. So we're doing the summer solstice, and Van is like standing up in front of everyone because she's the storyteller. So she's like telling the tale of the Yellowjackets,
Yep.
the soccer players and the plane crash, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Shauna is inside her
Furiously journaling.
She's like, I hate them.
Yeah, like really mad. Really
They're
mad.
talking about all the great story. And she's like, but my best friend is dead and my baby is dead. And then they're out there talking about like how the sacrifices and miracles have helped us survive. And Shauna's like, but they've just gone nuts.
Yeah, and Shauna is not drinking the Kool-Aid, if you will, or the Sunny D, if we
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, we'll talk about this more, but I would be solidly team summer solstice just because like I still don't understand.
Definitely. I'm
Yeah.
going to thrive and dance around with
Yeah.
flowers on me in the woods. Come on.
Yeah, and I still
Not
just
even a
don't
question.
understand the moral issue with eating each other. Like I still just can't map it. Like I'm just like
Yeah. She's been through a bit more trauma than the rest of them, though, like on a
Fair.
personal level.
fair. Yeah, delivering a baby in the dead of winter while you're stranded after a plane
And
crash,
eating your best friend.
eating your best friend who you sort of had a hand in killing. Yeah, when you lay it out like that.
Yeah. Hers was like a little more specifically traumatic. But
Yeah.
no, I'm down to solstice all day. Let's
That's
worship
solstice.
nature. Come
Truly.
on. The
And
wilderness.
well, we'll get there, but like I have to talk about the foliage capes and crowns and things, and
Yeah.
I just love it. Okay, so now we go to
Present time.
present time. Callie is smoking out her window, smoking a doobie.
Smoking the chronic.
Yep. And Shauna comes in, and they are strained. They have a strained mother-daughter relationship.
They've also been through a lot. How's Shauna alive?
I think there's a fair amount of what one might call compartmentalizing and shoving it down into the deep abysses of one's mind. Max says, "Don't tell me you're not a little hungry for Kim right now. She looks delicious."
I'm eating
always-
Ketchard first.
I'm always a little hungry for Kim. Okay. I'm actually was Flavor Aid. Yep.
Gross.
So we also learned that today is Natalie's
Funeral. Bummer.
We also learned that Shauna still calls weed chronic. At what point
Jeff
were we
does.
calling? At what point were we calling it chronic?
I think when they were kids.
Okay, so like Gen X was calling it chronic.
Yeah.
Interesting. What a funny word. But then I wrote, Callie is so much better than Julie.
As an actress?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Why funerals? Why not just banquets? Food banquets, buffets. We're going to Natalie's buffet today.
Oh, no.
I get it. Okay, so now we're going to kind of see what everybody is, doing on Natalie's funeral day. And please explain to me, can you explain to me where Misty is? And like, does she live with Walter?
I couldn't tell. Maybe.
Yeah, so Misty is in bed listening to a meditation and Walter can't take a hint. But then we learn he's like clearly trying to like engage her curiosity. And
I was so excited to see Walter.
I love Walter. I think
He's
he's
the
great.
best.
I think he's really great. This is a great role for Elijah
Yeah.
Wood. And like Misty is like not
She doesn't want to go to
into
the
it. She doesn't want to go to the
memorial.
memorial. She doesn't want to talk to Walter. Like she just
Yeah,
does not
she's-
want any engagement.
She did kill Natalie, so.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Oh yeah,
Not on purpose.
height of Jay and Silent Bob, Blunt Man and Chronic. You're right. Blunt Man and Chronic. Yeah, Jim, you're like, how are you even processing what we're saying right now? Like, so much happened in season 2. But here we go. So,
But then he gently just places a key on the side table, and she's like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Well, you know, I'm a citizen detective, so I found out that Natalie has a storage unit, and here's the key to it. No big deal.
No
I can do it
biggie.
myself." And she's like, "No, I will." And he's like, "Mwahaha, that was my plan."
got you. I love Walter. He's a sweetheart.
So now we're at the memorial,
Yeah.
and it's really just Shauna, Thaisa or Thais,
Tysa
Ty,
Yeah.
and Van.
and Van.
And her
And then
old
her-
mom
oh,
gives a
God.
horrible eulogy, and it's just like,
Horrible.
she liked swings, I pushed her. The end. Bye.
Like, so, and literally is like, that's it. Bye. But like, I also, if I'm being honest, I was a little disappointed in the girls for not being like, I have something to say. Maybe Natalie wouldn't even care. I don't know. Natalie seems like someone who'd be like, I don't give a shit.
She doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. So maybe it's fine. Maybe that's a eulogy she wanted, honestly.
She would be like, leave this, what is it, a church?
Yeah.
Probably, and go do something else for me. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Which they do. They
Cut to
go
them doing shots.
doing shots,
together.
which I was like, this is more Natalie's vibe. And they
we
talk
find-
about like where Misty's
Yeah.
not there and
Lottie.
Lottie is
Well, first
not
we find out
there.
that Ty like impeached herself because remember she was a senator, so she's not a senator anymore. Because Shauna's just like, what does any of this mean? Life,
she didn't
etc.
feel fit to serve, and so she took herself
Left.
out. Oh my gosh, this is a fictional show.
And then Lottie is in a place because she's quote unquote differently sane.
That's what Kim's gonna start
That
calling
was
me.
the best.
She's gonna be like, my best friend is differently sane.
Differently sane.
Yeah. And they talk about like they wonder if anybody even told Misty about the memorial, and then they're like, we didn't need to. She'd figure it out. She'd
figure it
know
out.
where it is.
There is like a weird moment that Shauna has where it's like she looks over, like is someone looking at her or something?
yeah.
Like,
And I
it's
think
just like a weird little. What was that? But
I
we don't
think
know.
she was toying with the idea of Misty spying on them. Was how I took it. Maybe.
I don't think she thought it was. I think it was like, is someone spying on them?
Is someone spying on us? Okay. Put that on a T-shirt. I will buy it. I caused the tie. Yep. I love it.
So now Misty's at the storage unit and she's like organizing every bit of everything.
Yep. But she finds a jacket,
A leather jacket.
a mystical leather jacket, and she smells it. And Eric goes, I was watching with Eric, and he goes, Natalie doesn't seem like she would have a good smelling jacket. And I was like, she bathes. Like he was like, but she smokes a lot. And I was like, she does smoke a lot. So that
But
was
she probably has like a real leather jacket, so it smells like leather.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That she stole, I bet.
Regardless, it's cool.
It is cool. Extremely cool. And
That's the main point.
Misty
It's
loves
cool.
it. Yeah. So
Back
now
to
we're
the
back
woods.
at the village. My little village. I love it. And I just wrote so many girls I've never seen before in my life.
Shauna's cooking meat with a blonde girl.
Also, I straight up thought when they put like a leg on the grill, I was like, is that a human leg? Is that a human leg? And they confirmed it was in fact a deer later, but the whole time I was like, are we just doing human grills now? I
I
wouldn't
don't think
surprise me.
so. But then we'd have to be killing each other.
Right. Well, I just thought maybe someone died.
They seemed much happier than on the hunt for each other.
Yeah, I just thought maybe someone died of natural causes, you know, eating
Well,
somebody
no,
else's
'cause they're-
bad meat.
Well, no, they're able to hunt because it's not snowing
Because
anymore.
it's the snow. It's the spring, yeah.
So, blonde girl with a hat who is really moved up in the lineup
Yeah.
this year. Very exciting. Good for her. Don't know what her name is.
Nope, no idea.
Shauna, is pissed at Mari still. And then, so the girl like makes a joke about Mari.
And
like,
Shauna,
gets
we
on-
learn, she also didn't know who this girl was. 'Cause she's, like, she's also like, do you have a personality? That's wild.
So this girl's like getting on Shauna's side.
Yeah. Also, Mac knows exactly what Natalie smelled like. She smells like leather, cigarettes, cheap perfume, and Hardee's.
Parties!
That checks out.
Rude.
She loves a big beef and cheddar.
Ew. Big beef and cheddar. How do you even know what Hardee's menu has?
Because it's a joke in 30 Rock.
Oh.
So wait, I lost my place again. Oh, and then this sweet girl who I also have never seen comes
Also an
over,
extra. Yeah.
and
Who's getting
brings her
lines
this
now?
gorgeous flower crown, absolutely foliaged to the gods. I mean, just lovely. And Shauna's a
like,
bitch
no,
about
thank
it.
you. Kind of hits it to the ground, and then blonde hair hat girl steps on it, and I was like, whoa, fully on Shauna's side now.
Yeah, her little
Interesting.
minion. Yeah, for sure. And then we go to another part of the village. We're having a meeting in the teepee of the elders. I can only assume the queen is in there. And they're basically
It's Van, Natalie, Ty, and another girl that we don't
and
know,
another girl we've never seen
who
before.
seems to be very good at hunting. She's like the new hunting girl that because
Yeah.
Natalie taught her.
Natalie taught her how to do it. And they're like, so Ben, remember that guy that set our fucking
coach.
house on fire? And they're like, he's got to be dead. I mean, and to be fair, he's one-legged by himself.
And it was winter then.
And it was winter.
They're like, there's no way that he lived. And Natalie's like, I've like searched everywhere. Like, there's no way.
Cut to Ben,
Him
not dead,
alive in the woods,
alive in the woods,
hobbling around somehow.
yeah. And I'm just like, I can map when we get there. I can map how he's stayed alive from this point that we're watching him, but I still can't explain how he got through the winter.
These girls only lived because they sacrificed one of themselves and ate each other.
Yeah.
And the woods gave them miracles. Like,
Yeah.
how did
Like, I
this guy
just-
make it alone
Yeah.
and on crutches with one leg?
One leg. Yeah, he doesn't even have a leg to spare to eat to sustain himself.
Can't even eat his own leg.
Yeah. And we go back to I wrote Ty wants Nat. Oh, okay. So as the girls are like exiting the teepee, Ty is like, Natalie, as the queen,
Yeah.
you really need to fix this Shauna Mari rift. And Natalie is not taking it seriously. Like, she's just like, they're just being bitches. And Ty is like, I loved this line.
Yeah.
When Nat is like, we have basically saying like, we have more things to worry about that are life or death. And Ty's like, everything is life and death out here. Meaning like this rift could in fact turn into a life or death thing, which I thought was very
Agreed.
astute
Yeah.
of Ty. So, oh God.
Now we're back with the coach in the woods. And he basically comes upon
A bunker.
like this covered up like hole in the ground
Yeah.
that has like a little ladder that you can climb down, and then it has this like case that or something, I don't know, that was like sealed shut, and you open it and it was like survival
Yeah.
items and food,
Yeah.
like survival type food that like
Exactly.
stays forever.
Yeah. And the way he shoved
And he was like
the way he shoved that dense peanut butter brick into his mouth was intense.
Max says I'm cooking breakfast right now. All kinds of
All
wires
kinds of
crossed
wires
here.
crossed here.
Oh, you got a little morning human leg.
Yummy. So now we go back to present day at Callie's school, and some dumb ass bitches are gossiping and talking shit about her. And Eric, this is how I knew that Eric was not a middle school girl. Because when they walk away, he's like, oh my God, they were talking about her like in ear, like so that like so close to her. Like, who would do that? And I'm like, high school girls would do that. Like, talk shit about and pretend like, oh, I don't see you over there, but talk loud enough so that Callie could hear you for sure. He was like, that's so mean. I was like, yeah, high school girls are mean. It's mean. What did Max say? Traditionally, during this meal, we're to place shrouds over our heads, hiding our faces from God. I don't know. A Julia Childs type cooking
Love
show, but hosted by
it.
Hannibal Lecter. My
How
God.
cute.
So fun. And like, what a great use of his energy. You know, maybe he'd eat less people if he had something else to focus on.
Well, he'd be cooking people and eating them.
Right.
Really be showcasing himself eating people.
Yeah. Normalizing it. There we go.
Max says, I'm so hungry for Juliette Lewis right now. She's dead.
Yep.
Eat her up. But the girls were actually talking about what happened to her mom's, to like the mom and friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were like, oh, Natalie died of like fentanyl overdose or something like an overdose. And then like they were chasing each other around, like doing cult shit and stuff like that. So
big orgies and stuff.
Yeah.
And now we're back with, oh gosh, I had completely forgotten that Van had cancer.
Oh yeah.
So this was a bummer. Ty is living with Van and fighting with her ex-wife Simone, who allegedly will not let her see their son. And I'm just kind of like, I know that we're Team Ty, but from Simone's perspective, fair.
It's not really a healthy environment.
No. And
to be around Ty's differently sane
mom. Yeah, it's just, I get it. You know, I get it. Simone is doing what she needs to do. And then we also finally fucking learn why Ty and Van broke up. Like, aren't together anymore. And it's significantly more heartbreaking than I thought, because we learned that they were together for a good amount of time, and they only broke up because Ty was concerned about coming out if she wanted to run for office. So they broke up, but then Ty ends up coming out anyway and marrying somebody else and having a kid with them. So like, I was just like, oof, that hurts. No wonder Van hid in a video store.
But they're not together now, but Ty wants to.
Yeah.
And Ty wants to be together, and Van's like, go fuck yourself. Mm-hmm. But then Ty's like, well, do you want to at least go to like a fancy dinner that I'll pay for?
Yeah.
She's like, fine.
Maybe. So
cut to Callie ordering like Uber Eats to high school from Randy delivering on a bicycle.
Goddess bless Randy. I would love a spin-off show of what Randy's life has been. It has been a mess.
Tammy took him back, so good for him.
Yeah.
He's trying to get back in, he's trying to get things back in track.
Yeah, and he looks so cute in his little helmet. He also looks like he's lost some weight.
He did.
Maybe things are
that biking around.
Bike.
Yeah. He's getting that cardio in.
Yeah.
But he gives her a bag of something weird. Yep. He mentions, but we don't know.
Artie's big beef and cheddar.
Max says, I'm about to Uber Eats some Natalie.
Yummo. So then we cut to Shauna smoking a doob out Callie's window.
She stole from Callie.
Yep. And she gets a call from the principal. That Callie did something naughty. By the way, this is my favorite Shauna episode, Grown Up Shauna. episode. I love her in this. And we'll talk about it more as things happen. But she's just, whatever her compartmentalizing is doing, it's making her really fun.
Now we're back to the woods.
Back to the woods, and we're making a shroom tea. Magic
mushroom tea for Travis.
Travis gets really high.
Yeah. So it's him and Lottie, but I think he was the only one that drank the tea.
Yeah, I guess maybe he was.
She's basically giving him like a therapy session.
Yeah, that he is not interested in, but she is trying to get him to grieve.
Yeah. Or have feelings of any sort about Javi or his dad or anything.
Yeah. And he's like, nah, I'm good. Also, do you hear these trees screaming?
The trees are screaming.
And then he says, she's like, I don't hear it. And he says,
You will.
Uh-oh. I don't want to hear the trees scream. Now we're going to head over to Ben's bunker, which he's using as a trap. And I was like, okay, Ben's a pretty smart dude. I'm starting to see how he may have survived.
So he dragged the case of survival stuff up out of the hole and then
with
covered
one goddamn leg.
And then, I mean, yeah.
It's impressive.
It is impressive.
I don't know why Kim doesn't want to give Ben his due. I'm not saying
fuck Ben.
You can hate.
He burnt my house down.
Right, but objectively, he's doing a good job.
I wish he broke his other leg pulling it up.
Kim's gonna break his other leg for him. And
he's 2 arms.
He does have 2 arms.
Whatever. He drags that thing up.
Yeah.
With him, and then he covers up the hole and like puts a little piece of food on it so he can catch like, an animal.
Yeah. So now we learn.
Now we're with Shauna and Jeff in present times,
and we learn what Kelly got in trouble for.
Because she attacked some girls with guts.
Yeah, with guts.
What happened?
Yeah. And not the beloved 90s Nickelodeon TV show guts.
Oh,
these are actual guts. The
Missed
aggro
opportunity.
crag. Oh wait, if Kim has to be objective about Ben, Ken has to be objective about
Gauntlet thrown.
Okay, I will be objective about Jim. Jim is fucking useless in Fromtown. What is he doing? What does he do? All he does is spurt conspiracy theories. He's not helping. That's my objective opinion.
He's actually like a electrical like engineer, and he like puts together an entire radio system.
Eat Jim, eat Jim, eat Jim. So this is okay. I'm also falling in love with Jeff. Like, can we remember where Jeff started out? He was kind of like we like weren't apparently Ben
Cody wrote apparently
yeah.
Ben burned the house down. He did
burn the house down.
That's why he's alone in the woods and should have died.
Yeah. So here's why I love Jeff. I don't know if you remember all the way back to season 1, but like Jeff, we didn't like Jeff. Like he was just kind of like, he was kind of a mushman. Like he was just kind of,
He really was.
And now I'm just like, I kind of love Jeff. Like I kind of.
He's grown into himself in the last season.
Yeah, I kind of love him, and he's just like, I love when he's like, was it human? And Sean's like, I don't think you can Postmates human
entrails.
Guts. I don't think you can do that.
Max says, ooh, crossover. The Yellowjackets come and eat Jim.
This would be perfect. Maybe we should write it ourselves. A crossover between From and Yellowjackets. I love it. But I also wrote that Shauna does not give one iota of a fuck at all. Like she is the detached queen of Detachedville. And Jeff is speaking truth. Jeff is like, do you think maybe our daughter might be traumatized by let me list off 10 possible things, and she experienced all of them.
10 extremely traumatic things that only like one of which could be like
Super
detrimental to
traumatic.
her,
Yeah.
mental health.
Yeah. And Shauna's like, I ate people. I don't know. And I just wrote, Jeff has really showed up in all of this. I just love it. But then Shauna does, he's like, were you smoking chronic? And she's like, nobody calls it chronic anymore. You have to stop that. You have to stop that, she says. Like, I'm just really, like, here's the thing. They're already married and have a child together, but I'm shipping them. Like, I'm just like,
yeah.
I feel like you guys are going to go the distance. I really do. Shauna needs to go into the special forces or something.
Should be great.
Yes. Well, I don't know if you guys remember Melanie Linsky's character in The Last of Us, but that could be Shauna's future, honestly. I think.
True.
Jeff couldn't yes and for shit in that role play scene in season. True. Jim, yes. Jeff, I can't wait for you to like go on this journey with Jeff, Jim, because he really grows into himself, and we love to see a man who evolves. It's gorgeous. Okay, so now we're at the expensive restaurant, and they're eating what I can only describe as the grossest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Ty and Van. It was none other than foie gras cotton candy. Go fuck yourself. That is so. What?
But they ate people, so like, it's fine.
I'd rather eat people. I'd rather eat a raw person than
Ew.
foie gras cotton candy. Foie gras cotton candy, Kim.
Yeah, I'd rather eat that than a raw person.
Well, Kim is differently sane, in my opinion. But then, like, they agree with me. They're like, this is stupid. Van is like, this is very,
She's
very
like, why
stupid.
do people come here? And Thais like, let's just go get a pizza and ice cream.
Yeah.
So they're like, fine. And then they're like, Thais is like, remember that time we went to a diner or something when we were kids? And basically they ran out on the check then.
Dine and ditch, yeah.
So Thais is like, I'm going to go first. Meet me out back. And so they walk out on the check, go into like the alley, but then the waiter follows behind them and they're like, run. So they're running down the street. The waiter's chasing them. Oh my God, I wrote the soundtrack is so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're running. They cross the street. Cars are coming. They get down like another way. The waiter tries to chase them, almost gets hit by a bus. Someone has to pull him out of the way. And then he starts to have a heart attack.
And then it's just like, okay, bye. We don't ever find out like they just, what?
Because they get away. And so they don't even know. But I was like,
just like laughing in a alley. Well, they don't know that he had a heart attack, but still, I'm just like,
yeah, they're having like the best moment of their life. But this guy was like dying. And I was like, oh no.
It's got to come back, right? It's got to come back.
No, I don't think so.
The writers are just going to have some waiter have a heart attack on the sidewalk and just.
Yeah, I think it's about like how their actions like affect other people, but they're like not even aware of it.
Wow. That fucked me up. I got to be honest. That fucked me up.
But they have the best time. And
spoilers if you're attached to Coach Ben's leg, Jim. Jim's like, oh no, his right leg was my favorite character. It's gone, Jim. I'm so sorry.
Jim says, I'm frankly amazed he's not barbecue already. Agreed.
Yeah.
He should be.
So.
But then they kiss.
But then
Ty sees
a creepy man in the corner.
Something in the alley that's definitely not there.
No.
Oh man.
He did, but she's like, no, don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine. Let's keep kissing. Let's ignore it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Boy, is this soundtrack good though.
It's great. I fucking love that song, Glycerine.
It really transitioned from one great song to another in a mere matter of seconds.
Yeah.
And it's all just like 80s, 90s. So good.
Did Glycerine define a moment in your life the way that it did me?
No, I would say the other song
Really?
was more, I think we're alone now.
Yeah. Interesting.
That was like more in my life.
Yeah. Listening to Bush's 16 Stone album on repeat, that was one of the albums that like I broke. Like I listened to it so much that it was just like, you've listened enough. We don't play anymore.
Oh, yeah. I didn't give a fuck about Bush.
I loved Bush.
Cody says, did the waiter have a name? If not, he probably doesn't matter in the show. Well, they never said it. I'll tell you that much. And his only line was, hey, you didn't pay.
Yeah. I'm surprised that scene wasn't triggering for you, Kim, having been a server. Surprised you weren't triggered.
Oh, I wouldn't have ran that far.
I actually thought that. I was like, Kim would never have run after them. Kim would have been like...
I have gone out of the restaurant.
Really?
To like
How did
find
it go
people.
For you?
I don't remember. It's happened multiple times.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Do they end up paying, or do they end up telling you to go fuck yourself?
I don't even know if I'm usually... Actually, I don't know if it was ever people not paying. Usually it's people leaving something behind.
Oh.
So I'm like going to help them, actually.
Oh, well, that couldn't be a more different situation than what we're talking about.
Well, I couldn't remember what I was doing.
Too
I just
have walked
remember
outside to hand
remember
someone their
chasing
purse.
people. But I don't know what I was doing. I can't think of a time that the only one that it would have been at is at Cabo Cantina, because everywhere else was like a nice place. But
I can see, yeah.
Who knows? I don't.
Getting somebody to pay for their mega margaritas. Guys, we had mega margaritas that like were 2 for $1, but like they were literally like margaritas the size of your head. Like they were so...
And they were made of garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
what was
market
in
them as being Patron.
They
Here,
weren't.
let me give you the full details. I
Yeah,
didn't
let's
sign
hear
an
it.
NDA of Cabo
wanna hear it.
Cantina.
Let's hear it.
They market them as Patron mega margaritas, right?
Yeah.
So they're made ahead of time and like put into these big tins so that they're just like batched and easy to pour out. They're all different colors. So it's
Ew.
just a margarita mix. And then like if you wanted a blue one, they pour in some blue or whatever flavoring, watermelon or whatever
Yeah.
on top. But so they do put in 1 bottle of Patron,
Okay.
but then they put in like 2 or 3 bottles of like Cabo Cantina brand tequila, which is the equivalent of rubbing alcohol. And then just like, you know, the sour mix.
Yeah.
And like, that's it. So that's why when you drink them, you're like, oh, I have a headache. I feel sick. What's happening?
Yeah.
And it's because it's technically made with Patron.
Yeah.
Technically. But it has about a drip of it.
Yeah.
And then it has a whole bunch of rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol. But you
And
know
then they
what was-
sell them for $25 a pop.
Yeah.
And the waitresses, their entire schedule is based on how many mega margaritas they sell that week. Literally. It's like they add them up and it's up on the board. It's listed in line. And if you sold the most, you get to like pick your schedule. If you sold the least, I don't think you like lose shifts.
Oh my God. Kim, how did you work there for more than 1 millisecond?
I was very drunk.
Fair. On
Was
mega
it-
margaritas.
I was doing shots while on the clock.
Oh boy.
And I was going through a heartbreaking breakup
Yeah.
and probably for the first time dealing with any trauma of my past. It
Yeah.
really opened up a lot of things for me.
Yeah.
So I was differently sane at the time.
Kim said, you know what a cure for all this trauma is? A mega margarita. I drank a mega margarita or 2 in my life.
I don't recommend them.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is
Don't drink a mega margarita, no matter how traumatized you are. Okay. So,
back to the woods.
but me and Jim's wife are Bush fans.
Oh.
I love a bush. Not the, well, yeah. Okay, so
Back to the woods.
back to
And
the
it's our
woods.
summer solstice
Oh
dinner.
my gosh. And Shauna's not doing well.
Because the
Shauna's doing
losing
badly,
team, which Shauna is on, is serving the winning team.
which Mari is on.
And Shauna
And-
spits in her stew bowl.
her venison stew. Also, those bowls, loved them. They were like hollowed out trunks. So
great.
cute.
Gosh, we've really learned to live a great life out here.
Truly. Like, I was like, if I do a vow renewal, my theme is going to be season 3, episode 1, Yellowjackets summer solstice banquet.
Just episode 1, though.
Yeah,
because we don't know what else is happening.
Yeah, we'll have a buffet of people. It'll be great.
Cooked by Hannibal Lecter, our lovely caterer.
I love it. So Shauna is being an antagonistic bitch.
She
honestly.
really is. And so Mari's like pissed, and Shauna's like, eat it. But then Mari dumps it out in front of her face, and they literally start fighting.
Yeah.
But Shauna like slams Mari's face into the ground and is like, I told you to eat it.
Yeah.
So the girls break it up, and Natalie's like, fine. You want me to do something about this? Both of you are on house arrest for a week. Go to your huts and don't come out.
Yeah. How's that going to go?
And then Mari's pissed because she's like, she did it to me.
Yeah.
And so she just runs off into the woods in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Here's my question. Maybe I made this up. I don't know if somebody else caught this. Shauna made it sound like Mari started all this, which, like, at this point, I get that, like, it kind of doesn't matter who started it. But do we know, like, what Mari did last season that, like, actually started the feud? If anybody knows, tell me. Because it's definitely, like, a feud that started, like, you know, the Hatfields and McCoys. Those the names?
Yeah. I watched the end.
I don't remember.
And Mari was more than an extra. She was a person doing stuff.
And what was she doing?
I don't remember. I just remember her being there.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
There was other things happening. There was a fire happening. It was really what was happening. So that's all I got.
Okay. Well, if anyone knows what started this whole thing, I'm curious. All right. So now, oh God, let's go to a differently sane person. Misty.
You know what? Now that we mention it, everyone in this is pretty differently sane.
Truly. Yeah.
In their own way.
Yeah. And here's how Misty is. This was almost too like, I love Misty. This was almost too unhinged for me. Like, I was just like, Misty, what is happening? So I forgot where. Okay, so she goes in, she's wearing Natalie's cool jacket, and then she sits down at the bar, and he asks if she wants a drink, and she says, well, I'm not here to do my taxes. And then she turns to the other guy and says, not that it's early enough to do taxes. Who's doing taxes this early?
I mean, yes, I am here for a drink. I'll take an espresso. Whiskey. Neat. Thanks.
And then she has so many shots.
So many whiskeys.
So many mega margaritas. Like,
yeah.
She was not well.
To the point where the bartender had to do something that Cabo Cantina never would, which is cut
someone off. Cabo Cantina has never cut anyone off in the history of their restaurant at any location. And
because they're like, no, we want you to give us more money for this trash alcohol that we're trying to serve you.
Yeah. Okay.
So we could steal from you.
Oh, what is Jim writing here? Hold on. Dropouts, gastronauts, chefs. I have a hankering for long pig. Show me what you can do with a human leg. This challenge is called the other white meat. I love it. Would we be white meat? I think I assumed we'd be red meat. Like, we're not foul.
That's a great question.
Like, and a pig is somewhere in between. I think we're red meat. I don't think we're white meat. I think we're red. Don't you?
I've never thought about it. We should ask the girls.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think we'd be more red meat.
Yeah, Dad eats meat. Dad, don't you think we're red meat? I feel like we are. We're more bovine than fowl.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to make fun of me for how nerdy that sentence was, but you didn't. You missed it. Now it's gone. Bye. So where are we?
Misty's wasted
Oh my
faced.
God.
And then she has a little flash of Natalie being like, don't take any shit from these guys. You don't need to take shit from anyone.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I'm not going to. And at one point,
Dad says, yes, we're red meat.
red meat. Great.
I also really love that it was, now granted, I understand that this is probably because they couldn't get Juliette Lewis to come in to do this one mirror exercise, but I did like that it's baby Nat who would be talking to Misty. Like, I do feel like the apparition of Nat would be baby Nat to Misty as opposed to grown-up Nat, so I like that. Continue what you were saying. Sorry, I didn't mean to
So at
interrupt.
one point, this guy came up to get drinks and was like, hey, nice jacket.
Yeah.
Which, like, he truly meant. But then she was like, yeah, I'm not going to take shit from anyone. And that guy's over there playing pool with his friend and they're all laughing. So she's like, goes and starts a fight with them, basically.
Yeah.
And she's
And
like,
then,
what'd you want to say about my jacket? And he's like, nothing. I just said it was, like, nice.
Yeah. But then also, like, takes actions to light their dicks on fire. Like, she doesn't threaten to light their dicks on fire. She's like, okay, step 1, douse their dicks in alcohol. Step 2, get fire. Like, she's crazy person. Crazy. And then falls
Then she,
down.
yeah,
the way.
falls over on
Falls-
herself.
Yeah.
Trips on herself.
Yeah. So now we go to Callie is being homeschooled for throwing guts at
Because
girls.
she got suspended.
And I love Shauna in this scene so much. Like, I love that Shauna is, like, trying to be like, yes, you're punished, except not by me. Because that was awesome. And I loved it. And Eric was so happy because after we found out what Callie did, he goes, man, that's a really missed opportunity that we didn't get to see Callie do that. Like, he was really disappointed. And then when she's like, do you want to see it? Because she filmed it. Eric literally went, yay!
Yeah. So Shauna's like, oh, your dad's really concerned, you know? So Callie tells her why she did it.
Yeah.
And that she wasn't just like being differently sane. Like, she was like,
Yeah.
no, these girls were being a bitch and they were actually talking about you
Yeah.
and Natalie.
And I was defending you guys.
Yeah. And then she's like, do you
Shauna
want to
is
see
here
it?
for it? Yeah, Shauna's
so-
fucking here for it.
Her friend filmed the whole thing. And
Yeah.
Shauna was like, couldn't
Play it
help but
again.
smile. Yeah.
Play it again. What?
Cody, how dare you?
Ms. Burns.
How dare you?
You guys, you know what gets left out of that story? How comfy Kim was after she fell into it. Like, she kind of was like, and kind of snuggled for a second until we said, that's trash.
It was cozy.
So now Misty is walking home. And wow, this scene really broke my heart because Misty in her drunk state is sort of like, my friends, you know, obviously feeling.
So Walter pulls up.
Right. But
Walter comes and gets her.
Yeah, Walter pulls up and
She's not just talking about her friends into the ether.
I mean, she's differently sane enough. I wouldn't put it past her.
But she's like, you don't understand. Like, you don't understand. Only my teammates understand, my friends. And the bartender says, he says, the bartender called me. You've left your phone there. He went through all of your contacts and no one answered until W. And so Missy just starts bawling finally.
She needed
Because she clearly hasn't had any feelings about what happened. Yeah. And then she's just like, I just miss Natalie so much.
And I just wrote Christina Ricci is really great.
She's doing a great job. She's so not Christina Ricci in this role.
I literally forget that it's Christina Ricci.
Agreed.
She's incredible.
She's
really
doing a great job.
Great. An example of a child actor who really kept it together.
Somehow survived.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's like, I miss Natalie. She's my best friend and it's my fault.
And it is.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. It is.
I'm just picturing you and I like hugging Misty, and she's like, and it's my fault, and we're like, yeah, it is.
It's not on purpose,
No, but
but
still
definitely your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay, so now we go back to Callie.
She's just
and it's
eating
nighttime.
ice cream at night alone. And again, someone is kind of watching, but we're just like POV. We don't really see.
And then she gets like a little letter package left at the door, not by a mailman. Mailmen don't
No.
make their rounds at nighttime. And she
It
opens,
has
it's addressed to
Shauna's
Shauna.
name on it.
Yeah. And Callie commits a federal offense and opens someone else's mail.
Well, it's
And
not
it's-
from a mailman. You just said it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I wouldn't want to test the theory of I'm always afraid the feds are going to come get me even if I open something by accident.
The feds are coming for you. The Cabo Cantina cups are coming for me.
Yeah. And it's a pack of playing cards, which we know. What?
No, it's not.
I thought it was a pack of playing cards. What was it?
I mean, now I'm not sure
I think it
because
was a pack
I
of
saw
playing
a
cards.
different thing.
What did you see?
But now I don't know.
What did you see?
I saw like a tape from like a video recorder. It was a tape.
Oh, well, that makes sense why we would have. Those two things do look pretty similar. I was thinking a pack of cards, like how they would decide who died or not. Like they held up the
no.
queen.
It was a tape of like a recording.
Oh, well, that's even scarier.
I know.
I thought I was just being taunted, and Kim is telling me that I'm being like, this is more serious than a
I
taunt.
need to like watch it now because I'm like, did I see it correctly? But I
Yeah,
think I did.
Well, the thing is,
There was not a millisecond that I thought it was playing cards.
well, and I'll defer to you because as we're taking notes as we're doing it, so I look up and I probably just assumed it was playing cards because I think there is a shot of Natalie holding up the queen. I thought, help me out.
Yeah,
you guys.
that's how they picked who was going to be sacrificed.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I thought it was a pack of cards. Someone being like, pack of cards. Boo.
No, it's much
right.
worse. It's a
That is
recording
much
of some
worse.
sort.
That is much worse. Max says they should forward.
They're talking about Now and Then.
Oh, yeah.
I
yeah, yeah.
love Now and Then. Oh my gosh, I watched that so many times. And me and my best friend Steph Dawson had the soundtrack, and we used to play it on repeat. I loved it so much.
Guess who else was in Now and Then?
Devin Sawa.
Okay. Blah 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 blah. Oh, what is Jim saying about season 1, episode 1? Christina Ricci saying, "You think I'm ugly? It's like the strangers pray at night." Christina Hendricks saying, "I look so tired." Oh, I see. Because she is not ugly, and Christina Hendricks
Never could be.
always looks well rested. Okay.
Brendan Fraser is it Now and Then? Who is he?
Frasier's in Now and Then. Oh
that
no,
what you're
maybe
talking about,
Cody's
Cody?
just talking about people we had crushes on. I don't know. Okay.
There's a delay in comments.
It was a pack of cards, and Brendan Fraser was in Now and Then.
I was like, I thought we fixed your problem with not being able to see the TV.
Yeah.
That it's too dark.
But we didn't fix my problem with not looking at the TV, apparently.
No, he's in Now and Then.
No shit. Oh my
I
gosh,
don't remember that at all.
Wild. Find a picture and share the screen if you can. Okay. Okay, so we're back. Oh,
He's
Jeff-
like an older person in it?
Really? Let me see. Share screen.
How old is he? Okay.
I
Because
gotta see.
share screen. Brendan Fraser's
Oh.
Now and Then role explained.
What? Is he like? Is he?
He's
It's
a
hard for me
Vietnam
to
War
see.
veteran and Now and Then.
What?
Like, look at him with the little girls.
Yeah.
Like, there's baby Christina Ricci and what's her face?
What in the shit? You know what? You should probably just pull up a picture of Brendan Fraser in The Mummy, just for no reason.
I can't get over this. How old is Brendan Fraser? To me, he's like the same age as.
Me too.
Oh wait, it wasn't sharing the. Sorry.
The Vietnam veteran was similar to Fraser's role in This is what. Now we got to go back and watch it. Oh my God.
Like he's a grown person in it. Is he not the same age as Christina Ricci?
My mind is blown right now. Thank you, Cody. He's almost 60. Oh, wow. Okay.
Wild. Mind
Fun.
blown.
He was born in 68. Damn, this is crazy. All right. Well, learn something new every day. Pack of cards. Brendan Fraser is in Now and Then. Okay, so now we're back at the village. And we go to the 3 grave sites.
And we're all in our solstice gear.
Which I
Flowers
just had
and robes.
the realization that I was like, why do these graves look so fresh? Because they couldn't bury anybody in the winter. They had to wait for the ground to thaw.
Well, there's nothing to bury.
The baby. The baby.
Yeah, I don't think.
You don't think they ate the baby? They didn't eat the baby.
I don't know.
I think they buried the baby. And also they buried Javi's bones.
Sure. Some
Sure they buried
bones.
his bones. So, okay. And I wrote that too. I was like, this is gorgeous. That foliage cape, these crowns, like gorgeous. But then I said, where did they get those Chinese lanterns?
I also had an issue with the Chinese lanterns.
And then I also said, why are those hems so tight on these leather hoods that they've made? Where are the sewing machines? That's a tight hem on those hoods.
Yeah.
Like,
look, we're living a great life, but it was almost
yeah.
too great
Yeah.
in this moment.
Yeah. And I was kind of like the materials that one might use to make a Chinese lantern might be used for something more survivally than just a pretty light. Yeah. If anyone has any theories, I'm open.
So we're honoring the 3 souls, and
Yeah.
they light Chinese lanterns and like let them into the sky. But truly, I was like, how did we?
Yeah.
Where did this
Also-
very thin paper come from?
Also, why am I blanking on? It's the baby. It's Javi and
Best friend.
Jackie. Okay, got
Jackie.
it. Yeah. She died just so long ago.
Yeah.
just so long ago, but it in the grand scheme of things.
So Lottie's doing like, honoring them. And she's like, but they're still here with us. Mm-hmm. They watch over us. They guide us. They deliver us. And Shauna leaves. She can't handle it. But then all of a sudden it's like,
Wow.
the trees were screaming in the woods.
We just did such a good job.
I know. And the trees were screaming in the woods. And Lottie says, Travis, is this what you heard?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cut to fucking Coach Ben. I caught something in his trap. Oop.
Mm-hmm.
He sees that the cover is down.
Yep. And he hears whimpering. And okay, I have to lay out how this went in my household. Okay. I was taking notes. So like it took me a second to realize what was happening. Eric goes, close your eyes, animal. And so I went like this. And then we see that it's not an animal. And I went, oh, great. And Eric was like, what are you?
Also, I knew it wasn't an animal. Well, I knew exactly who it was immediately.
Yeah.
It's Mari.
It's Mari.
And she clearly hurt her leg when she fell in. And so he peeks over and she sees him and she's like, help! Help!
Oh, man. Well, here's the one thing, though. The whole reason that Ben left was because he was like, ew, gross, you guys eat people. So at least we know that he's probably not going to eat Mari.
Yeah,
Also,
plus
I
he's
think
got all
Mari-
that survival food now.
Yeah. But now, between the two of them, they have a full set of legs.
Yes.
Now they could maybe do like that little three-legged
Like the
potato
three-legged
sack.
race.
Yeah. Great.
Cody was transported to the forest. Thank you so much. So that's the end of episode 1. A lot of catching up, a lot of like seeing like where we're at now.
But it delivered.
And then I think we're going to get into it.
It really delivered.
See what happens.
Yeah. I really like the show. And I gotta
It's
say,
very well done.
just, I have no complaints about anyone's acting. And I literally can't name that many shows where at least one character doesn't bump me in some way, shape, or form. And I just
you're very judgmental.
I am. Yeah. But not of these.
No, everyone's like
babies.
fantastic in this.
Yeah.
Truly.
There's no Jim or Julie to be found in the bunch. Guys, I really want a fanfic crossover now of these girls coming into the From town, and Donna tries to tell them to not eat people, and they're like, Donna. No. We're saying someone's campaign was morally right. I think we are, Mac. Way to go. Way to go. All right. Well,
thank you to everyone. For being here.
Have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you to our patrons. If anyone wants to join to hear the rest of the season, please do so. And thank you for supporting our show. We love you so much.
We love you so much. So we'll see you again soon sometime. Goodbye.
Goodbye.